when the impossible is possible. I want to share something with y'all. So currently, right now, I'm at my mom's house. She has this big, beautiful deck. It's all wet up and looking crazy and everything, but everything has its season, everything has its storm. It'll be back nice and stuff soon. But I want to share something with y'all. So today I had set forth to run some errands with me and my mom. We went downtown or whatever. And if you have not known, if it's your first time, coming across my content, I have been having a challenging year. Okay, maybe a challenging 2 to 3 years, but this year has been so scary. Lots of blessings, mixed within, but it's definitely been scary, at least for the past 2 to 3 months, right? So today, my mom and I were just riding. We're going downtown, and she just like, I know you've been going through a lot right now, and I just want to give you some words of encouragement, if that's okay. And I'm like, okay, yeah, what's that? And so she was just like, I just want to let you know that it's okay, if all fails, and you have to start over. It's okay if you lose this or you lose that. Like, it's okay to start over. Like, you're going to be good. You're going to come back up. Now, at this moment, y'all, I'm not going to say I got defensive, but I had to kind of like step in a little bit. Because I first thanked her because I appreciate, the positivity, the encouragement, because it was like, hey, if nothing you do works, if nothing falls through, I mean, if everything falls through or whatever, and, you don't see any results from all your hard work, like, it's still okay. You're going to make it, and I wholeheartedly believe that as well. So I told my mom, I said, I thank you for the encouragement. I think that that's very, very sweet of you, and I do appreciate it. But I'm not in a position right now where I can accept defeat. It's still too early. It's still too soon. There's still time. I'm not accepting defeat right now. Now, after everything is said and done, and it comes to that point where it's like, okay, I've done all I could. If this was to happen, I know that regardless, I'm going to be okay, no matter what. But I'm not accepting defeat. Not right now. No. And in the moment when I was saying that, y'all, and I wish I could have taken a picture, but it was just too quick. It was just too quick. We passed by this church that had like this little bulletin thing where they have like their announcements on. And it said, when the impossible is possible. Literally, y'all, like literally maybe 10 seconds after I said what I said, I saw the sign. And it just reminded me of the resilience. It reminded me of that self-love where you have to, when everything around you seems like it's falling, when everything around you seems like it's just caving in and none of your efforts are making any sense. Nothing is bearing fruit around you. No matter how many seeds that you plant, no matter how much water you're putting in them, no matter how much love and tender care that you're giving them, nothing seems to be bearing fruit. Even though your physical eyes do not see it, you still find a way to see it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I don't see it in the physical, but I can see it in my mind. And so if I see it in my mind, then that means that it's reality, right? I'm just waiting on the 3D to prove me right. Because I know that it exists. There's no way I can accept defeat. I refuse to, if I'm honest. You feel what I'm saying? And so that moment when we both seen it, it was just like, wow. That was like confirmation. And I'm like, yeah, that goes back to what I was just saying. I'm not accepting defeat. So neither should you. Neither should you. Even, I don't care if tomorrow is the deadline. I don't care if the deadline is in 2 hours. There's still time. There's still time. Miracles do happen. The impossible is possible. I want to share a time with y'all when the impossible became possible for me. So I was actually staying in an apartment at this time. This was back in 2021. I was staying in an apartment, and at the time I was a wig stylist, and I also was working part-time for Amazon. Now, Amazon was a seasonal job, so I was only supposed to be working there for about 6 months, right? So I was working part-time with Amazon because I was trying to build up some funding in order to build back up my inventory, because I had so much demand, but I just did not have the funding or any means of being able to keep myself afloat. I had shop fees to pay. I had, housing fees to pay at home, and I equally had to invest. And so with me just being me, without anyone else helping me delegate anything, I didn't have any type of financial advisor. I was doing everything on my own, and at that time I found myself kind of like stuck. So Amazon decided that they were going to go ahead and let us all go. And I was part of that. So now, I'm like, okay, shoot, there goes my extra money, And so at the same time, my car broke down. And I needed to get a new transmission. So in the midst of that, now here I am. I can't make it to the shop to make money. And I also need to make money in order to get my car fixed. So I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what am I going to do? I am stuck as hell, and as far as loans and all this, it just wasn't an option for me, because I was building up my credit, y'all. When I tell y'all, I had a skill, I had a talent, but I did not have a system in place to where I can truly operate from a place of having my shit in order. Like my grandma would say, having your ducks in a row. My ducks was not in a row. I just knew I was good at this, and I was super creative, and I just went with what I knew. So, long story short, I ended up getting an eviction notice. I was trying to keep up with my shop. I was trying to get my car fixed. I was trying to keep the utilities, everything on at home, as well as in the shop. And I equally was trying to, pay my rent. I couldn't do all of them. So my rent at home is what actually kind of slid. Because it was the most expensive, and so it was like, oh my God, what I'm saying? Like, I got to prioritize my house, my living, like, fuck the shop at this point. I was already preparing to kind of like let that slide because I got to have somewhere to stay. But it was just so much on my plate that I was trying to pick between my car or where I live. And I needed both. So I would have friends, my mom, people that would actually like help me get back and forth to the shop so I can work. It was even times I would bring like things from the shop to the house so I could like start back working at home. Because I started out working at home, I ended up moving to the shop because it was just so much. Like, I had so many clients, so many customers, y'all, that I had to like expand and move out of my home. But I had to move stuff back in because I was not ready. Confirmation, I was not ready. Okay. God damn it. Not too much on me. I get it. I was not ready. Sheesh. Okay. So like I was saying, I was not ready, y'all. And so at that moment, I knew that I was in trouble. So I'm always the person that has it all together. I was too embarrassed to tell somebody, like, girl, I'm struggling. Like, I'm about to get put out. I'm trying to keep my business afloat. I'm trying to keep my car. I still got to pay my car note, even though my car ain't working. So it's like, oh my God, like, what do I do? So y'all, I did what anyone else would do. I had to open up my mouth and I had to say, like, I need help. So I ended up looking for like rental assistance. They was taking forever, to the point where now I done got a damn court order where I have to fill out this form and send it back within 7 days. And I'm just like, oh, this is getting real. I'm paying attorney fees. This is just too much. And I'm new to this. I've never in my life been in a situation where I'm about to get put out. And I've been on my own since I was 19 and I'm 30 now. And I'm like, bro, like, I've never seen one of these. What do you do? So I'm talking to the people. They're like, oh, we're going to get back with you. Oh, we got to review it. Oh, I got to transfer you to this person. Oh, we're still looking at it. Oh, you should hear something about da 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 da. And it's just like, what the hell? So fast forward, we make it to court. And I'm like, oh, today is my court date. And I still don't have the money. And these people still are sitting on their feet. So y'all, before court, I'll go back a little bit. Before court, I was told that there will be someone who will be coming to represent me, and that they will be working to get an extension so that way they can get my check and everything so they can pay my rent for me. Well, I showed up to court. They did not. They did not show up. And I was devastated because I'm like, what in the absolute fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do? So, end up reaching out to the organization who was offering the rental assistance. And I told them, like how disappointed I was and how, I was so scared and I was devastated because I thought that they would be there to represent me. They promised, and now I got to go through this by myself. And, I just told them, like, as a single parent, like, no one wants to go through something like this. And if you're going to help people, like, help people, but don't stand them up, especially in a situation like this. And so, they were very apologetic, and they sent somebody there basically to, speak with the attorney and tell them that they were absolutely paying the balance and that they were going to provide a check. So we was able to get that situated, speak to, the judge at the time, and then we was able to get that sorted out. But it wasn't until the last minute. Y'all, I was in court, sitting on the bench, waiting on my name to be called. And I'm looking around and I see, one of the ladies from the office, from the front office of the apartment complex. I recognized her, and I saw that she had her attorney, but I didn't see anybody from me. And I'm looking around like, oh my God, God had just left me behind. Like, oh my God, I'm about to get put out. Like, this is it. I'm in court now. This whole while, it takes a minute to get to this point. This whole while, I've been talking to these people. It's been delayed. I've been getting ignored. I had to go down there physically to show my face. Like, I had put in so much effort to get this done. And these people assured me that when time for court came, they would be there. And they was not there until the last minute. Until the last minute, y'all. And when I tell y'all, like, that moment changed my whole everything. My belief got so much stronger. Like, the push in me got so much stronger. The resilience in me got so much stronger. Like, I didn't have that before that time. I had none of that strength. Y'all, getting dressed for court was just so unsettling, but at the same time, I just had this energy of just like, it's gonna work out. Like, finally, like, I can put this behind me. I can keep going. Like, I can just, really get myself together. Like, this is an opportunity for me to really, like, look at my situation and see what I did wrong and what I can do different. You know what I mean? Like, just a second chance. And, like, when I got in the courtroom, I'm looking around. I see, the people from the front office, the attorneys, and all the other people in there that got their stuff going on. And I don't see who's supposed to be representing me. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? And just being so scared, and, just being put in that moment where it's just like, I don't know if this is going to turn out good. Like I initially came in here thinking. I had the confidence, and then that happened and it killed it. And then right at the last minute, like, they saved the day. And so I'm just hoping that this encourages somebody, like, even if it seems impossible, it is possible. I don't care what the situation looks like. I don't care how close to the timeline you are. I don't care how close you are to the due date. It is still time. It is still time. And y'all, I'm going through some things right now. And every time I think about that situation that I was in, y'all, it gives me so much strength, because I remember sitting there thinking that, oh my God, like, you forgot me. You forgot me. And the whole time God was with me, the whole time, just testing me to see if I was going to fold, to see if I was going to stop believing, to see if I was going to curse God. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole time. But I did what I could do. I didn't lose faith. So, like I told my mom, you know, I'm not accepting defeat. And neither should you. It's still too early, boo. It's still too early. I don't care what nobody say. It's still too early. So, let's not look at the tail end. If we're going to look at the tail end, let's look at it in the way that we see it folding out. Let's not worry about the how. Let's not worry about the what. We're going to look at how we see it ending. That's it. It's all you're in control of. So, with all that being said, I hope this encourages you. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next